Leg day, baby. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Trench Grenade channel. I am your host, the average leg day enjoyer that your mom said that we have at home. Thanks for watching. Guys, the purpose of today's video is we're going to crush legs. You already know the deal. That's what's about to occur. I got a lot of questions on the past couple videos about dieting and some interesting comments. Guys asking about dieting advice, how to track their macros, what apps to use, what to eat, how to stay consistent. We're going to talk about it here in a second. But first, we're going to talk about the workout itself. So today, leg focused. It's going to probably consist of standing hamstring curls. Cheers, by the way. We're getting our pre-workout in on the way because cardio is already complete. Cardio happened at 6:30 in the morning today. So cardio is complete, but today is going to be leg day in the afternoon / evening, I should say. It's going to consist of standing leg curls, probably one warm-up set, and then we'll go straight into a couple working sets on the standing leg curl, and then move over to leg extension or some sort of quad activating movement. And the key of the day is going to be squats. We are going to squat today. Hopefully there's a squat rack open. If not, we'll find either a hack squat or a leg press or something to supplement, but it won't be the same. So we're going to try to find a squat rack for sure. So focus of the day is going to be leg day. So for those that are only here for the workout, skip through, I guess, this next portion, because all we're going to talk about is the dieting portion. Okay, so first and foremost, if you're trying to make gains, whether it be cutting or bulking up, doesn't matter, you're going to need some sort of app, most likely, to track your macros. I use the Cal AI app. It's just the one that I happen to use. It doesn't mean it's the one for you. It's just the one I use, right? You can scan your barcodes, you can take pictures, whatever, right? The easiest way is either to scan the barcode or take a picture of the nutrition facts, and it's going to track your macronutrients, so your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. Now, the way your diet should be working, if you're a 170-pound male, that means you need to eat 170 grams of protein every single day. I guarantee you, out of the percentage of guys that watch this video, probably less than 5% are actually hitting their protein intake goal. So if you're not tracking your protein, like with an app, I'll even go a step further, with some app that you can actually track your protein goal, because I know you guys aren't writing it down on pen and paper every single day. I know you're not. So track your protein. That's the first thing. Part number 2, it should go 170 grams of protein, and then a drastic amount less if you're cutting, and a drastic amount for carbs, and a drastic amount less than that for fats if you're cutting, okay? So for me, a good example for my diet is 176 grams of protein every single day, split up into 4 to 5 meals. So 176 grams of protein, 100 grams of carbs, and 40 grams of fat. That is all I get for a day, totaling to 1,780 calories right now on a cut. That means I'm eating in a deficit to lose weight. Now, a couple things to note on losing weight. When you're losing weight or cutting down, you cannot gain new muscle when you're cutting. It's not physically possible. You cannot gain new mass during a cut. You can only lose fat and muscle. The reason why you lift during a cut is so your body, it's like telling your body, hey, hold on to this because we're using it, and it will cut off more fat than it will muscle. But if you're eating less calories than you are working, then you're going to lose muscle and fat. So if anyone ever tells you you can lose fat and get stronger quicker, they're lying to you. That is all lies, okay? So that's rule number 1. So you have to decide, am I gonna be in a deficit, so cutting? Am I gonna be in a maintenance? Or am I gonna be in a surplus, also known as bulking, okay? So first things first, you gotta decide, what do I need to do? Am I fat? Am I skinny? Am I strong? But have I been on a bulk for a while and need to cut down, which was my scenario about 23 days ago, as I was bulked up, had a gut a little bit, needed to cut down a little bit, okay? Had some fat in the cheeks that you can still see because I had been on a pretty serious bulk for a while. So you first have to figure out what situation you're in. Are you in a cut? Are you too skinny? Are you, do you need to stay the same for a while due to let your central nervous system relax for a week or so? Or are you in a bulking context? Or are you a power lifter? For you power lifters who don't care that they're fat, because a lot of power lifters are fat, because all they want to do, generally speaking, a power lifter just wants to pick up heavy rocks. They don't care what they look like. They just want to compete and pick up the heaviest rock. Okay? So, now that you understand cutting, maintenance, and bulking, also known as deficit, maintenance, and surplus, you have to decide which one's for you. But there's one universal rule that applies to all three. Your protein intake must be the body weight and grams of fat that you are. So if you're 180 pounds, you consume 1 gram per pound. So 180 grams of protein a day. Now, where a lot of guys are getting wrong is they're not actually tracking their calories. You need to use an app. Like I said, I use the Cal AI app. You need to use an app to track your calories. If you're in a cut, do not factor in the calories burned during the day. I'll say that part again. If you're eating in a deficit, i.e. you're cutting, you should not be factoring in the calories you burn throughout your daily activity, your cardio, and your lifting. That deficit will help you be able to cut faster. Okay? Now, I'm going to pause there. A lot of you guys think you're cutting, but you're not. So you need to get something to track your macros and actually figure out what your target weight is, what your basal metabolic rate, your BMR. That means how many calories does your body burn at rest every day. So for a lot of guys, it's going to be like 2,200 or 2,400 calories, but it's based on your body and age, etc. For me, it's roughly 2,400 calories BMR, right? Basic metabolic rate. That means if I don't do anything, I need to eat 2,400 calories to stay in maintenance. So you guys need to figure out what your deficit would be based on your goals. If you want to lose 1 pound a week, 2 pounds a week, or 3 pounds a week, that is going to be based on your goals, right? So for me, based on my goals, that sets me at 1,780 calories per day. That is going to put me at a 2 to 3 pound loss per week. Now, the faster you lose weight, the more muscle you're going to lose. So if you want to be at a drastic weight loss program and you're a 195 pound dude, bodybuilder, right? Let's say you're a 195 pound bodybuilder and you want to lose 2 to 3 pounds per week. You are going to lose some muscle mass. That is how a deficit works. So that is why it is so imperative that you consume your protein 4 to 5 times a day, 1 gram of protein per pound of weight, per pound of your body weight, okay? So, for those guys that are cutting, if you got this far and you're not interested in just the lift, you want to hear this, listen, you need to get some sort of app. Like I said, I recommend the Cal AI app. Put in your age. I need to drink my pre-workout. Put in your age, your weight. Be honest. Make sure you weigh in. Ooh, spicy. Make sure you weigh in prior to inputting your weight, male, female. Then put in your goal. I want to lose 1 pound. I want to lose 2 pounds, 3 pounds, right? Whatever, it'll ask you whatever your goal. That's going to tell you, and it's going to ask you, do you want to include calories burned? Yes or no? You do not want to include calories burned in your goal. That will help you get in a greater deficit faster. However, if you are not consuming your protein and following the diet like I just described, you will lose more muscle mass than a guy like me will, because I am following my diet to a T, to the letter. I am following it. I'm weighing stuff. I'm eating my protein. I'm getting the appropriate amount of carbs and fats in. So if you know that, you just let that apply, okay? Unless you want to lose a ton of hard-earned muscle And that is hard to get back. So you do not want to lose muscle. Okay. So for guys in a cut, that should help you out. If you don't know what's going on, if you're in a cut and you still don't know what's going on, I guess comment below questions. If you're in a surplus, i.e. you're bulking up, that means you do want to roughly equate your 30 minutes of cardio that you're probably doing for a bulking context. You're probably doing 30 minutes of cardio a day, and you're probably lifting for 45 minutes a day. That is what most bodybuilders are doing. Most professional bodybuilders, right? And when I say professional, I mean guys that are going to make actual progress, guys that are doing what doctors recommend, right? What sports scientists recommend. So, for those guys that are bulking, you need to factor in that I would give a rough, what I'm going to do and what I do on my bulk. I factor in 30 minutes of cardio a day plus 45 minutes worth of lifting a day. What that's going to do is give me a rough ballpark of where I can expect, I'm just going to park right here while I talk to you guys, where I can expect to need to be at every single day. Does that make sense? So let's say, for example, I put in my 30 minutes of cardio and I put in my 45 minutes of lifting every single day. I put that I want to gain 1 pound per week or 1.5 pounds per week. Then boom, that's going to tell me that I need to eat 32 to 3,300 calories a day. That's a lot of calories. You're going to get tired of eating. Again, what does the protein rule intake say? 1 gram of protein per every pound that you weigh. More protein will result in that protein being transferred to carbs. So if, let's say I'm a 200-pound male and I eat 210 pounds worth, or 210 carbs, 210 grams worth of protein a day, that extra 10 grams of protein is going to convert itself to carbs, okay? So you can't just cheat the system and say, I'm a 200-pound male, I want to be 220, so I'm going to eat 220 grams of protein a day. Your body will convert the remaining protein that it can't use and store and process and synthesize properly. It will take that protein and it will transfer it to, it will use it as carbs, as fuel, right? So, for those guys in a bulk, factor in your cardio per day. What I'm going to do, again, is 30 minutes of cardio a day, factored in with my 45-minute lift. It's going to tell me, we'll say, for example, 3,400 calories a day. That means I'm going to be eating 6 to 7 meals, well, either 5 large meals or 6 moderate meals. That means there will be some spicy Wendy's chicken sandwiches in there. There will be some thin crust pizza in there. There will be a lot of carbs, okay? Because you want to be carbed up. You do want more carbs on a bulk, okay? You want a lot more. So, I guess ask your questions. Ask specific questions that you have regarding cutting or bulking or maintenance. If you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I look jacked out of my mind, it's time, if you don't want to make any change for whatever reason, you're like, hey, I'm 36 years old or whatever, and you're like, I look great, I just want to maintain my figure for the rest of my life that I have now, okay, you need to eat in a maintenance. That is factoring in your workouts. So you're still going to have to lift, and you're still going to have to do your cardio, but you just need to eat exactly the amount, roughly the exact amount that you're burning every single day, factoring in your basic metabolic rate and your maintenance, and your workout, and that'll give you your maintenance, okay? So I think from this point forward, it's going to be better. 1, like the video, comment down below your questions. What questions do you guys have about cutting, maintenance, or bulking? It can get confusing. I promise you, it's confusing. It is. But once you learn it, once you figure it out, once you figure out what your goals are, do I want to get bigger? Do I want to get smaller? Am I a big jack dude, but do I have a big fat gut? Time for a cut. Am I a little scrawny dude that's, cut up and looks great when I look, you can see every single muscle and you look awesome, bodybuilder figure? It's time for a bulk. Add 15 to 20 pounds to your frame Get to that point and then cut back down to about 5 pounds heavier than you are now, and you'll be bigger and stronger. That's how bulking and cutting works. The way bulking and cutting works, you bulk, okay, I'm at 200, cut back down to 185. You bulk, 210, cut back down to 190. You bulk, 220, cut back down to 200. You see what I'm getting at? That's going to give you a more jacked appearance rather than just being a big fatty powerlifter looking dude. Okay? That's why most powerlifters look fatter, because they don't care about what they look like. They're trying to win competitions, powerlifting competitions, right? So hopefully that helps differentiate the differences between bodybuilding and powerlifting. Hopefully that gives you guys a more defined goal based on what your needs are in either a bodybuilding or powerlifting, whether that be cutting, maintenance, or bulking. That's all of it. Okay, enough talk. I need to get in there and get my leg pump going. I'll see you guys in about, for me, probably about 10 minutes. For you, it's going to be about 2 seconds. All right, stand by. And we'll get into the first working set. Okay, get the blood pumping to the hamstrings here. Okay, good. First working set, 8 to 12. We'll push it a little bit here. right. Whew. Okay, I would guess probably the last set of hamstrings. Okay, hamstrings are. Yeah, we are definitely feeling the caloric deficit today, but that's okay. We'll do probably 2 more sets here, and then probably leg extensions, finish up with some hack squats, and then get out of here. All right. Okay. Whew, a little bit extra hamstrings here. Okay.
Was that heavier? Yeah. More struggle? Got back? Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Wolverines!